The Mariners' magic number is now 1, so today may very well be the day we've all been waiting for. In fact, Scott Service says that it is. So let's start today right with more messages from Mariners fans talking about what ending this drought, this 20-year playoff drought, means to them.
You are Locked On Mariners, your daily Seattle Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It is Friday, September 30th, 2022. Remember that date, Mariners fans. This is Ty Gonzalez for the Locked On Mariners podcast, a very, very special episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast, brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered all season long with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline is where the game starts, and thank you so much for making us your first listen. Subscribe, like, and turn on alerts if you're watching on YouTube, or subscribe and leave a 5-star review on your preferred podcast platform if you like what you hear. And if you want to hear from us even more, please consider signing up for our Patreon. The link as well as our social accounts is in the description below. And this right here is the second and final part of our mini series in which we've had Mariners fans express what the team ending its 20-year playoff drought, that well-documented, annoying, gross 20-year playoff drought, means to them. And with Seattle's magic number now at 1, I should probably rephrase the question a little bit. What will tonight mean to you?
Hi, Ty and Colby. What the Mariners would mean to me after all these years making the playoffs, I feel like, just every year watching with my grandpa, it can be rough sometimes being a Mariners fan. And, 2014, 2016, we thought we were in there for sure. We were scoreboard watching. This year, it's not like that. 99.9 whatever percent chance we should get in. It's just been fun this year, man. Watching Julio and that pitching staff they put together has been great. It goes back to I've been a Mariners fan since King Griffey Jr. baseball in '64. I lost my grandmother this year, my grandpa's wife, and I would love just to share this moment with him, watching the Mariners in the playoffs, because, you just never know. All right, I love you guys' content. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Matt Merwine. This is me crying at Yu Akuma's no-hitter. The Mariners going to the playoffs means that my girls get to see me cry again. This is a picture of the kingdom exploding. Growing up in Oak Harbor on Whidbey Island, my dad would drive the family down to the Kingdome. After the game, we'd drive all the way home, fall asleep in the tan Ford minivan. When we get to the postseason, tell them the Bone sent us. Yeah. Hi, that's me. That's my brother. That's my sister. We're at Safeco Field. Safeco Field is how my brother knew it. He passed away in 2008. He never knew T-Mobile. One of his dreams was for the Mariners to go to the World Series. He was my best friend, and I can't wait to make that happen for him. This is my passport book. I'm a 43-year-old man. When I take this to customer service and have them stamp it, they think I'm a special guy. They're very kind.
The M's making the playoffs would be a family dream come true.
I've been a Mariner fan my entire life, and I credit that to my grandpa. I've seen all the greats come through, from Griffey to Edgar to A-Rod, Buhner, everyone I haven't mentioned, Felix. But this team is something special, with Julio and Suarez and friggin' Ray and Castillo and Kirby, everybody. There's so many names. This team has so many names that previous teams just didn't add up to. This is the team that's going to make it. If there's going to be a team in Mariners history that's going to win the World Series, it's going to be this team, and they're going to win. They're going to beat the Astros. They're going to beat everyone along the way, and there's nothing that anyone can do to stop us. So go Mariners.
What's up, Locked On Mariners podcast? Name's Alex McKenzie. I'm in the nice state of Washington. I live in the Olympia area, Centralia area. And I've been a Mariner fan for so long, probably going back about 25 years, through the bad times and the good times. I remember 95, here comes Junior, rounding third, the Mariners win the American League pennant. I remember it all, and this is some of the better Mariners I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And I'm the biggest J-Rod fan in the whole world. I'm so glad he's erupting in the world of sports. I just wish the whole world would know who this kid was because he's electric. He's an amazing human being, and it's just fun to watch every night. And the fact that they're making the playoffs this year is it just goes to show the clubhouse and how things have meshed inside there, and I'm really proud to be a Mariners fan. So, thanks, guys.
Hey guys, huge fan of the podcast. Michael Padilla from Sammamish, Washington, 24 years old. And what the Mariners would mean to me to make the playoffs is that I just get to root for the team I love and the city I love, and hopefully watch my team make a deep run at it. Another thing is that I would love to experience playoff baseball for the first time in Seattle. That'd be really fun. Thanks, guys. Huge fans of the podcast.
Colby, Ty, what's up? Name's Chad. I'm from Alaska. Been a Mariners fan since I was a wee lad. Them making the playoffs this year would be unbelievable. I'd probably cry more than I cried on Ichiro's speech. Most importantly, I really want the Mariners to make the postseason and the drought, just because my older brother is one of those Seattle Mariners fans that just won't believe that they can actually do it this season. And he also told me at the beginning of the year that Julio would be traded within 2 years. Yeah, that's not happening. And also, I want to give you a shout out, Colby. You are the Mariners fan that I strive to be. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for making my work day just 30 minutes better every day. Yeah, love you guys. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. My name is Andrew. I've been a Mariners fan since '97, since I was born. And I'm currently actually in Connecticut for schooling. But man, what it would mean for the Mariners to break their playoff drought. I've never known them to be in a playoff series. I've never known them to, really have many winning seasons. It's always been, I love baseball, but they've always been bad. You have all the other team. And now I get to follow them. And even, not following along too much, as of the last few years, but all of a sudden we got Ty France, we got Julio Rodriguez, we got Mitch Haniger, we've got this solid pitching core. And it's not just the Seahawks thing, this is the Mariners. They're out over there and we're winning. Over here on the East Coast, it's the Red Sox, the Yankees. But the Mariners are beating you guys, and that feels good to say.
Hey, Ty and Colby and Mariners fans. My name is Ethan. I've been a Mariners fan for so long, maybe since I was 3, it seems. My dad and I bonded over watching the Mariners, going to Mariners games, watching Ichiro, almost said Julio, Ichiro, and seeing him being inducted was so awesome. They haven't made the playoffs in my lifetime, missed it by a couple years, but it's just so exciting. I'm so excited. I can't express it all in this video. We have Julio, who I almost mentioned. Julio, our new superstar, leading us into the future. That is so bright, and I just can't wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be incredible. Let's go. Let's go, Mariners.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Josh. I've been a Mariners fan my entire life. What the drought ending would mean to me, it'd be really cool for me personally to be able to experience this with not only my grandma, who's the biggest reason I'm a Mariners fan, but it would also be my wife. Because for me and my wife, fortunately or unfortunately, I guess, we root for different NFL teams who have both had varying levels of success, but we both experience each other's successes and failures through each other, where this is the first time we're gonna, for however this season ends, we're gonna be able to experience it together. And that's something that I've really kind of, I don't know, I always never thought would really happen, and the way it's happening is just, especially after the most insane ninth inning I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how it's going to end, but I cannot wait to see how it goes.
Hey guys, my name's Andy. I am 36 years old, and I've been a Mariners fan my entire life. I don't even remember the first game I went to. I just know that the cannon was there and it was loud. I remember watching the Griffies play together. And I've just been an obsessive fan through all of the lows of the past 20 years. And the Mariners making the playoffs this year would mean the world to me. I've tried to imagine how I would react hearing Rick Riz say, and the Mariners are finally headed to the playoffs. And I think I might just break down and cry and just watch that highlight over and over and over and over again. I mean, I cried when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, and I would probably cry when the Mariners make the playoffs again. It's something that I cannot believe is actually finally happening.
Hey friends, my name is Bree Zender Payne. I currently live in Savannah, Georgia, but I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest. And I've been a Mariners fan since basically in utero. It's been really drilled into me as my dad was a baseball lover. And I was born in 93, and my early childhood years were, in the 90s and early 2000s, and so I saw a lot of really good Mariner baseball. Literally, my first memories are high-fiving people in the Kingdom. I associate Mariner baseball with a lot of these early childhood memories, and I'm so grateful for this upcoming playoff berth because I get to return to that kind of Mariner joy, but I have an adult understanding of baseball now. And I'm so grateful for the community, and I'm so grateful for this next generation to be able to experience Mariner baseball in a way that, unfortunately, I wasn't able to past the age of 7.
More of your video submissions coming up, but real quick, a reminder this episode of Locked On Mariners is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline.net is your number one source for football betting info this season. Find all the latest player developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth articles and analysis on every game you can find. And as always, BetOnline remains your continued source for all your sport wagering information with live betting and up-to-the-minute scores for every sport out there. It is the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite games and events, including MLB, MMA, boxing, and golf. Head to betonline.net or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline is where the game starts. And thank you so much for tuning in to the Locked On Mariners podcast and for making us your first listen. Now let's get back to your messages.
Hello, Ty and Colby and everyone else watching this. My name is Tristan Pratt, and I've been a fan of the Mariners since 2010. I want to say. I'm not sure if that's right, but it was somewhere in that range, which doesn't seem like a long time, but considering the playoff drought's older than me, yeah. Speaking of what it would mean, everything for the drought to end. I mean, we're talking about me seeing the M's do something I've never seen them do before. We're talking about me actually caring about playoff baseball and wanting my team to advance into the next round of playoff baseball for once. Even looking into the future, we're talking about the M's having a chance to win Seattle's biggest championship since 2013. Dead serious. So, that's my 2 cents. Go M's, go Hawks, go Kraken, go Sox.
Hey everyone, Quinn here to talk about what ending this playoff drought means to me. I've been a Mariners fan my entire life. My family had season tickets back in '93, going to the Kingdom. I have so many great memories of watching baseball games with my parents, both my mom and dad. Now I watch them with my 3 kids. I am ecstatic to watch them make it and see what they can do and possibly make a deep run in it, because this pitching is real. It is definitely real. Anyways, we'll be ready in this family for October 7th in the Wild Card Series.
Hi, I am Hudson, and I've been a Mariners fan for pretty much all my life. Since I moved to Seattle when I was about 3, I got into baseball, and Mariners is all I've known for the past couple, like a decade. It would mean a lot to me for the Mariners to make the postseason. They're the only sports team that I really pay attention to and very, a lot. And seeing them make the postseason would be the best thing ever. I don't care if they get eliminated in the first wild card round, as much as I don't want them to. It would be just so nice to see them make the postseason. Wow, the fact that we're talking about this makes me so happy. Well, bye.
Hey guys, Brian Ahern here in Yakima, Washington. I was born and raised in Redmond, Washington, so I've been a lifelong Mariners fan. Grew up watching this guy here, Griffey, and just wanted to say that being a lifelong Mariners fan has been difficult at times, and it has been so enthralling and invigorating, and I am getting the same feelings that I got with this team this year as I did watching this guy round second, round third, all the way home in 95. This is big for us, super exciting. Thanks for keeping everyone along the ride at Locked On Mariners. It's been awesome. I appreciate you guys. Go M's.
Hey, Locked On Mariners. This is Nick Whitteman from Lexington, Kentucky. I've been trying to think all week how to respond to your guys' video requests about what it would be like for the Mariners to make the playoffs. And I mean, last time they made it, I was 5. So there's not much that I don't remember anything. And now we're at a point where, you know, the first playoffs that they have coming around, I could be sharing with my new little son, who is actually named after my great-grandfather who got me to love the Mariners so much. So it's going to be emotional. It's going to be exciting. It's one of those that I hate to see that, you know, in the 14 and 16 years, we couldn't do anything for Felix, and we couldn't, you know, do stuff much with Ichiro after 01, but now we've got Julio, and we've got just this new group of guys. It's just going to be so exciting. It's going to be fun, and just going to try and enjoy the ride. Thanks for all you guys do.
Hi, my name is Jace. I'm from Spokane, Washington. I have been a Mariners fan since 2001, the year I was born. I can't ever really remember a time that I didn't grow up rooting for them. I used to listen to Rick Riz, Dave Niehaus on the radio. So much, in fact, that when I was living in South Asia, I would stream the radio feed on the internet. And what the Mariners making the playoffs would mean to me is really just a once-in-a-lifetime moment. When's the next time that I'm going to have my favorite sports team break a 20-plus year playoff drought? The answer is never. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to celebrate, have joy, and to break out of so many things for me.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Grant Hawker, and I am from Albany, Oregon. And I've been a Mariners fan for about 10 years. I went to my first game when I was 12, and so I'm a huge fan. As you can see here, I've got 6 jerseys. My wife doesn't appreciate it. She's also an Angels fan, and so she doesn't appreciate she doesn't appreciate the money and doesn't appreciate seeing Mariners gear everywhere she goes. But for me, I've never seen the playoffs. I was a year old the last time that they made it, and so for me, it's excitement, it's newness. It'd be ushering in a new era of hopefully playoff baseball, of us being a team that people fear, again, which I think they already do now. And so for me, that's what making the playoffs would be. It'd be something I've never seen, a new experience, and hopefully something that we continue to see. And so I've got 6 jerseys right here. I have a bet with my friend that if they break this drought, that he will buy me a new jersey and make that 7, so I can wear one every day of the week. And so I've got Ichiro, I've got 2 Griffey, I've got a Julio, and I've got JP Crawford. So Ty, Colby, I want to hear your opinion. What should I get next? Because I'm getting that 7th jersey. With that being said, go Mariners.
Grant, I'm editing right now. I just saw your video, just heard your question. For me, I think I need to go with Ty France here, right? Got to go with my namesake here, even though that he's kind of a fake Ty, right? Because it's short for Tyler, whereas for me, I'm just Ty. I am just Ty. But my pick is Ty France in the Navy, if you can find it, because the Navy, to me, I know a lot of people don't like the Navy, but I'm a big fan of the Navy, and the Navy's been a lot of good luck for the Mariners this season. It's the jersey that they've worn the most this season. I think that's my pick. All right, back to some more videos.
Hi, my name is Evan. I'm 26 and from South Carolina. I've been a Mariners fan since 2004 when I got into my very first game when we went to go visit family out in Seattle. I never really got attached to the Braves or any team from Georgia, so I didn't really have a baseball team that I was a fan of like that. And just getting to go out there, just experience that, just your first pro game, those types of things, can really make a big impact on a 9-year-old, especially getting to meet guys like Ichiro and Beltray after the game. Finally making the playoffs the first time since I've been aware of the team and following the team would just be absolutely huge. As a fan of other Carolina sports teams, we haven't really had a ton of great success in recent years, or have made it, to the championship just to fall short. So this would just be absolutely huge as the very first sport that I loved and the first team that I really loved finally breaking this drought and trying to make something happen for the city and for everybody.
Hello, I'm Connor, and I'm doing my best Colby Patnode impression right now. No lighting. Anyways, what it'd mean for me for the Mariners to make the playoffs, it'd mean the whole world, because baseball is my first love, and I would watch baseball over everything, any sport. It's basically all I do. I look forward for it every day. Off days are torture, but I understand it's needed. I love the bullpen. I love Julio. I love Andres Munoz. It makes me so excited for this offseason. I need tickets to go. This is just a beautiful year, and it's the most fun baseball's been for, 20 years? Ever since Ichiro? So, yeah, baseball is just amazing. Also, I'm Colby now.
What's up, Colby? What's up, Ty? My name is Nico. I'm a Mariners fan from Salt Lake City, Utah. I grew up in Seattle. I'm a 2000 baby, so this is the first time the Mariners are going to make the playoffs. I guess second time in my life, but first time that I'm going to be able to remember, not counting 2001, because I was too young to remember that. What would that mean to me? It's been awesome to see how the team has embraced the city of Seattle and brought enthusiasm, energy, and good vibes to the Pacific Northwest. And this is a team that you want to have break a playoff drought, because I think every one of us can identify with one of the players and the fun that they play with and the smiles that they bring to all of us. So it means a lot for this playoffs, but it means even more that it's this game.
This is Alex from Portland, Oregon. I have been a fan of the Mariners for about 25 years or so. I am in my early 30s. Some of the fondest memories for me is specifically the 2001 Mariners with Ichiro and Brett Boone and John Olerud and all the others. And truthfully, the last 20 years or so, there hasn't been many great memories. They've been good here and there, and they've missed the playoffs by a game or two, but you kind of knew that it was a flash in the pan and that, the next year would be back to their crappy ways. And the word that keeps coming to mind for me is hope. This is the first time that I can recall that, we're going to expect them to be good for years to come. This is just the beginning. And that is just really, really, really exciting.
Patnode of Locked On Mariners. I hope you guys recognize me. We started this project, what would making the playoffs mean to you as a Mariners fan? And it was something that I was hoping would draw a good response, and it has, and I'm really grateful for that, and really grateful for you guys for helping us on this project. What the Mariners making the playoffs means to me is a little bit different. Ty and I started our journey together right at the start of the rebuild, and we've kind of been plugging away and trying to make our footprint in the Seattle Mariners community as lifelong Mariners fans, and it feels almost poetic for the Mariners to in their playoff drought with Ty and I on covering the team on a daily basis here on the podcast. So it's baseball's such a generational game. It's handed down from father to son, mom to daughter, cousin, uncle, what have you, friend to friend. It's a game that transcends generations. It's a game that we can bond over, and for the Mariners fans, they haven't had a ton to bond over. There's been a lot of heated discussions about when the playoffs are going to end, who's patient, who's not patient, all that. And hopefully come today, as you're listening to this, or in a few short minutes to come, we can put that all aside and we can come together as a fan base and just celebrate what is truly a remarkable accomplishment. It's been 20 years, guys, since the Mariners have made the playoffs, and and that's 20 years too long. So I know I went over a minute, but this is my show, so I can do what I want. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for your submissions. I listen to them and I start to tear up because I hear, I want to pass this game on to my son, and my 3-year-old daughter loves Julio Rodriguez. She's such a big fan now, and that stuff really matters. It really hits hard. So thank you guys. I'll be crying along with you when they do clinch, hopefully on the field in front of 40,000 screaming fans. But thank you guys for your participation in this. It means a lot to me. And I'll let somebody else talk now. So thank you guys so much. Go Mariners.
Hi, everyone. It's Ty. I've been a Mariners fan since, I've been alive for 26 years, so let's go with that. 26 years. I was born May the 1st, 1996 in Bremerton, Washington, just a little past midnight, which means that just a few hours before I was born, the Mariners wrapped up an 8-0 shutout win over the Rangers with Chris Bosio getting the start. And my dad always talks about watching that game and even watching it with the doctor at times and joking around about how I was just destined to be a massive Mariners fan. And that's certainly rung true because, I love the Seahawks. I love the Sonics. I want the Sonics to come back, but nothing truly compares to my love for this team, the Seattle Mariners. And this has always been my biggest sports wish. Long before this was a 20-year playoff drought, long before even the Seahawks won their Super Bowl, because the Mariners making the playoffs, it means that I actually get to experience what championship baseball and Seattle is like for the first time in my life. I've seen playoffs, I've seen Super Bowls for some of the other teams that I root for, but I've never experienced what championship baseball is like in Seattle. And some of you have during the 90s with the Griffey teams and everything. But I didn't grow up in that era, and I don't really remember the last few appearances that the Mariners made in the postseason when I was alive. The last time the Mariners were in the postseason, I was 5 years old. So I have very faint memories of those last few appearances, like Arthur Rhodes' earrings, but that's about it. So, the one thing that this means to me, Ending the Drought, is that I actually get to experience that I get to create those memories, to create new memories of postseason baseball in Seattle. And a little deeper than that, it's kind of like a closing of a chapter in my life and the start of a new one, because, for as big of a part of my life the Mariners have taken up, they've become an even bigger part of my life over the last 4 years, and especially over the last year or so since we started Locked On Mariners. They are a part of my daily routine. I eat, breathe, and sleep the Seattle Mariners, quite frankly. And I've been honored with the opportunity to help tell the story in a small forum, albeit, but to help tell the story of this organization, to help tell the story of the Seattle Mariners. And I'm so incredibly grateful and humbled by that. And I thank you so much for coming along with us on this journey. All of your videos just absolutely destroyed me. They were incredible. God, they were incredible. And it was kind of cathartic in a way to hear you guys talk about what this means to you, and to hear people feel the same way about this team that I do, and to connect with you guys on that level. It means so much to me. It means so much to me to be able to share this with Colby, who I've been talking about this team with for the last 4 or so years. As he said in his video, we basically started podcasting right around the same time that the rebuild started. And, we have long believed in what Jerry DiPoto was building, and his staff, what they were building in Seattle. And to see this kind of culminate in what we're seeing right now is truly special. Honestly, there aren't words that can truly describe how I feel about this. And it's amazing, and I'm getting emotional right now. So that's probably my cue to hop off of here. But again, I thank you so much for, like I said, coming along on this journey with us. And I'm looking forward to starting a new era of Mariners baseball, one that comes with such great optimism and upside and hope, and to finally get rid of this drought. It's everything. It means everything. And so, I'm truly, truly grateful for this moment and I'm never going to forget this for my entire life. All right, that's going to be a wrap on this episode and a wrap on this mini series. Again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of your incredible video submissions. As I said earlier, they absolutely wrecked me emotionally in the best possible way. It was incredible getting to see some of your faces and getting to hear your stories and getting to see what this moment means to you. This is going to be an incredible night if it goes the way that I think we all expect, including Scott Service himself, who said last night, we're going to end the drought tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're going to the ballpark, have a wonderful time. If you're at home watching, if you're across the country, if you're across the world, if you're in a different country like I am, let's all celebrate this moment together. It's going to be one hell of a time. So, yeah. So with that, that's going to do it for our show. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Locked On Mariners podcast. For Colby Patnode, I'm Titan Gonzalez. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at LO_Mariners. You can follow me at Dane Gonzalez, that's DaneGNZLZ, and Colby at CPAT11, that's CPAT11. You can also find all that stuff in the description of this episode, and thank you again for making us your first listen. Now make your second listen the Locked On MLB podcast. MLB expert Paul Francis Sullivan brings humor, passion, and unique perspective on every team and the biggest stories around the league. Follow the #1 daily league-wide podcast, Locked On MLB, on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts just like us. And with that, have yourself a beautiful baseball day and a beautiful baseball night and a beautiful baseball weekend. And whenever they clinch, be sure to check back here on the Locked On Mariners podcast. I think we'll be doing an emergency episode. I think Ending the Drought might require one of those emergency pods. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll see you then. Peace.